on Young VIP TV. The future is here.
My name is MISTHURA AYODEJI. I attended the University of Lagos and graduated in 2017. I emerged as the overall best graduating student from the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos in 2017. And then I proceeded to the Nigerian Law School, Abuja campus, and alhamdulillah, I also emerged as the overall best graduating student in Abuja campus. How did I mentally prepare myself for law school? Okay, so prior to my resumption at the Nigerian Law School, I had spoken to a few of my seniors, both the people that made red scroll and the non-red scroll holders. I mean, I wanted to know what the other people did not do right, or what they did wrong, what it was that they did wrong. And yes, they were very helpful. They gave me insights on what to do and what not to do. And I basically told myself that, yeah, I know law school is tough, but I mean, it was another reason for me to prove myself once again. After defeat at the University of Lagos, I just needed to prove to myself one more time that I could do it, yeah. And so I think that was my driving force. How was law school for me, and was it what I expected? Okay, so law school for me was challenging, and that's the truth. It was really, really challenging. It was what I expected and even more. I mean, like I said, I had discussed with a few of my seniors, so they told me everything from the lecturers to the lectures in law school to the environment. When I found out I was posted to Abuja campus, I engaged in discussions with more people that actually attended the Abuja campus. They told me what to do, like I said, and what not to do. So, yeah, it was what I expected, but honestly, the workload is scary. But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible, but yeah, it was what I expected. Did I have any special reading method? Okay, I would say I did, but maybe not so special. So my reading method actually changed over time. So I adopted a particular pattern when school was on. I adopted a particular pattern when we were on break, and then a different one when we went on externship. So when school was on, I was mostly making my own notes, my personal notes. So I did not practically study when the law school session was on. So all I did every day was just to write notes, even though at some point I felt like I was writing jazz. But anyways, at some point I was going to stop making notes. But even from my days at the University of Lagos, I'd always made my own personal notes. And even though I was so tempted to change my style of reading, so to say, I did not. And trust me, it helped me a lot. So when law school was on, I was really focused on just making my notes, making sure my notes are up to date. But one thing I did was actually take time out to solve all the pre-class assignments. So that's my own way of studying, so to say. So you would not catch me in law school reading, like actually reading. I was mostly see me writing when the school session was on. And like I said, my pre-class assignments, I studied them religiously, especially after we now got the final answers in class. I took out time to study them. And then when we went on break, of course, I was basically reading. And then externship too, I was basically reading. So I read my notes. I mean, by then I had already considered all the textbooks I was going to consider. And I think it's very important to stick to one textbook for a course. I mean, starting out at the law school, I had 2 textbooks for each of the courses, but subsequently, I narrowed it down to 1 textbook per course, and it really helped me a lot. I mean, it made my reading focus. So my normal day in law school, it was basically the same thing every day for me. Yeah, and that's the truth. So, I mean, when school session was on, of course, it was different from externship days. But when during normal school session, so pray, attend classes, after classes, pray, eat, attend classes, after classes, library, from library, pray again, eat, movies, repeat, every day. Basically, that was it for me. And during externship, I also took tutorials. But that was towards the end of the school session / resumption after externship. I mean, as much as it's really nice to tutor others and help others, you should not do it at your own detriment. So what I did was, for me, tutorial sessions were more like refreshing sessions for me. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to share your knowledge and at the same time remind yourself of certain things. So that was it for me. Did I attend all classes from day one till the end? Almost, yes. I missed classes only, I think, about 3 occasions when a very close friend of mine was sick, and then we had to rush her to a hospital, a specialist hospital outside where the law school was situated. And I had to miss class for like the entire day, and one when I was ill as well. And then I think I traveled to Lagos on one occasion. So it was just, I missed classes just 3 days, and I always tried my best to get to class on time. I mean, I didn't even want any embarrassment or anything, and I wanted to be in class. I always wanted to be in class. So yes, aside those 3 occasions, I attended basically other classes. Was I in a study group, and will I recommend it? Okay, so I was not in a study group. I actually don't like the idea of study groups because I feel like along the line, people tend to get distracted a lot and I miss the point. But I had other groups. I won't say study groups. So for instance, my seatmates were, every time we were in class, we were always asking one another questions, random questions, always quizzing each other, one another. And my seatmates, a few of my friends from the university, but not like I had a particular group. It wasn't something consistent, no. I didn't have a study group. I was just always interested. Anyway, I knew I catch a group of people discussing anything that has to do with bar finals. I'm here. Just let me know, what are you guys talking about? And that was it for me. Will I recommend it? I think it depends on the individual. No one works for you. There are people that have done so well with study groups. Okay, I had this WhatsApp group. So there was a WhatsApp platform where we exchanged ideas, we solved questions. And funny thing is, I was the only person in that WhatsApp group from Abuja campus. Every other person was from Kano campus, I think, yeah. So, but it wasn't like a study group per se. It was just a place where if you're not clear about things, you ask, then someone on the group will definitely answer you. So I didn't have a study group per se. Did I have friends in law school, and will I recommend it? Absolutely. Nobody's an island, and law school is is a humbler. Like, you need friends, you need people around you. So it doesn't matter if you're coming to the law school with 3 first-class degrees or if you're top of your class. Trust me, law school is a leveler. So you need people, and you don't need to stick to old friends, and you don't necessarily have to make new friends as well. But at the same time, for some of us, law school it was a different ball game entirely. I mean, I was in Lagos before I moved to Abuja for the Nigerian law school, and I was far away from home. Of course, I needed people around me. So yes, I would actually recommend it because you need people. There are days you just want to cry in law school, and I just want to cry on the shoulder of one of your friends or something. So yeah, you need friends.
On YoungVIP TV, the future is here.
Was I in a relationship in law school? Yes, I was. And no, I wasn't distracted. And yes, I think it was one of the factors that actually contributed to my success at the law school. Was it all books for me? Was I the outgoing type? It was actually almost all books for me. Yes, because I actually felt law school is a very short period of time. It's actually less than a year. I mean, if you minus externship and the breaks that we had. So I thought, I mean, if this is just about 6 months in all, why not give it my all? So I didn't really go out. Yeah, but a few times I did, but it wasn't something very frequent. I think I went out like 3 times in total. my entire stay at the Nigerian law school. And then anytime I was feeling overwhelmed or like, there are times in law school you feel just too tired and exhausted. I always found my way to the mosque. That was my own way of relaxing. Advice and tips for bar finals preparation. Know yourself. I cannot overemphasize that fact. You need to know what works for you. For me, it was my notes, even though a lot of people thought I was crazy because I had about 18 notes in total for all my courses. At some point, I was even scared of reading the notes myself. But, I summoned up the courage and I read everything. And I read my notes back to back, I think about 6 times before the bar final examinations. So just know what works for you, actually. If you're not the type that forms notes, then make it obligatory to jot at least. You can't just read and expect that you retain everything that you read. It's not possible. So make jottings, study your handbooks very well, know the content of your handbooks. For your criminal litigation, you don't have to kill yourself with all the sections and know all the sections in Abuja and ACJL and the rest of it. Just know your principles, understand your principles very well, study your cases very well, and then know the laws that are actually general, like the Evidence Act and the Constitution. So just study. You have to be smart. Okay, you have to actually be very smart when preparing for bar finals. It's not enough to just read, and then you have to be smart about it, and you have to be deliberate. You have to be motivated. You have to look up to people. Discuss, engage a few of your seniors. How did I feel when I saw my results, and was I expecting it? I was excited. Obviously. Was I expecting it? Yes, I was actually. And before then, I had heard a few of my friends. They called me and told me their results. Someone I expected that would make a first class made a 2-2. I was like, MISTHURA. But I checked, and honestly, I was excited. I cried. I remember smiling on the road for days. Like, I would just be walking and be smiling. I was really excited. It was a dream come true for me. When did I realize I was the best graduating student from Abuja campus and how I felt? Okay, so it was one Saturday morning in December, I think a few weeks to Christmas or thereabout. I felt numb, basically, because I wouldn't say I wasn't expecting it, but I thought it was someone playing a prank on me. Because, the call to bar ceremonies were over and I didn't win any prize. I was like, I've accepted fate. So what's this one? And then I opened my email and I saw the same message. I'm like, okay, this could be real. And then for some reason, I contacted my friend Alima. I don't know why she was the first person I called. Like, I received, and she was like, yes, I received this message. So I'm like, no. How can my friend be the best graduating in Kano and I'm the best graduating in Abuja campus? But it turned out it was real, and I was really, really grateful to God. That was also a very emotional moment for me. I remember crying. I was just crying and thanking God. I'd already prayed that morning. I prayed again. Like, I was just grateful to God because I felt so happy, and my mom was super excited. She was all praises, and everybody around me was just so grateful to God. Yeah. My best and worst experience in law school. I don't know if I had the best experience in law school, but maybe after checking my results, the event that followed. But I had good days in law school. I had a lot of good days. I had loving friends around me. My seatmates, I had close friends from school. They made every day worth it. Even days I was feeling under the weather, they were always there for me. I don't think I had any particular best day in law school, but I definitely had a worst day in law school. And that was when, so I woke up to read in the middle of the night, and I was having tremors, I was shaking and everything. But it all wore out, I think, about a day to MCQ. I was fine, but I could not prepare for my MCQ examinations. But okay, yes, maybe this will now serve as my best experience in law school, because my MCQ examinations, to the glory of God, they were awesome. Like when I came out of the exam hall, I just frustrated. Like I just thank God. It was really I wasn't expecting. I mean, this was an exam I did not even prepare for. My mates were reading, solving MCQ questions back to back. I was sleeping and crying. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was good. Is law school overrated? No, law school is not overrated. Any extra thing I would like to say? Okay, dear aspirants to the bar, if you're watching this video, I think you should just believe in yourself. Know what you want. You have to be deliberate about it. You have to be deliberate about whatever grade it is you want to make out of law school. Trust me, success does not happen accidentally. You have to actually prepare for it and believe in yourself. Pray as much as you can. Don't kill yourself. Don't overwork yourself. And it is actually immaterial that you finished with a third class or a second class lower or whatever it was that you graduated with, where you're coming from. Law school is a leveler, and it is not too late to start reading. It is not too late to start preparing your mind, but you're going to be fine, and you'll pass the bar finals in flying colors. Thank you.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Also click on the bell beside it to get notified when we upload new videos.